Okay, so you can take a seat or lie down, closing the eyes, opening the palms, and taking a few deep breaths. And then resting your awareness to the breath. And for some of you, maybe there is immediately energy moving in the form of emotions, fear vibrations, heat, or feeling all of a sudden a little bit sad or a little bit giggly. So just welcoming whatever is happening there at the level of your humanity. And just maybe a reminder that whatever is happening at the level of your humanity is exactly right. And just leaning into that for a moment. What if your experience of life in every moment is exactly right? I feel that we are navigating such a big part of our lives in the assumption that there is something wrong. There's something wrong in the world, around you, in your response to life. And let's leave it with your response to life before we get caught up in the narrative that there is most definitely something wrong with this world. Let's stay very close in this moment. And let's just feel into or relax into what becomes available for you and inside you if no experience inside you is actually wrong. If every experience is actually on point. I experience life much like an ocean, and every wave of the ocean makes the entire ocean possible. And every wave of movement inside us human beings is experienced either as pure life energy or as how our personal perspective breaks down pure life energy into sad vibrations, joyful vibrations, fear vibrations, anger vibrations. But what if all of these waves that are a part of the ocean are actually on point? And what if we can become aware of the fact that we are so often and so much time of our day spending on trying to understand the waves, trying to see where they belong, trying to see how we can avoid having the waves, because we have been conditioned that there's something wrong with the flow of humanity. And there is nothing wrong with the flow of humanity. And right now we are in a time where the amplifier is on, which means that you will increasingly struggle more with looking away from the waves, with trying to pretend that the waves are not there, or with trying to be better than the waves, which is what we've been doing because we've been programmed to believe there's something wrong with the flow, with our unfolding. And actually, if life is an ocean, and if your human expression and the experience of it is just energetic movement, emotions, energy in motion, and we can just let that flow be, then what starts to open up is the movement of life itself, is the deeper the deeper pulsation within us, which happens to be pure love. So just take a breath, because what I have experienced and I'm continuously experiencing, and somehow life is proving me right in this every single day, is that the inclusivity and the allowing of the waves of my humanity actually reveals its source as pure love. So maybe the love that we have so been seeking outside ourselves is actually the experience you get when you are in the everythingness of yourself, when every energy, every emotion can flow. Because when it can flow, we no longer get stuck there. When it can flow, it starts to alchemize. And what is being revealed is actually this cloth of reality, this web of warmth. So breathe and relax, welcoming every energy. The fear vibrations, the frustration, the sadness, the rage. And all of these things have gotten stuck in the human expression because we have, not conceptually even, but experientially forgotten that we are a part of this field of warmth, this bath of love. And this love isn't about anyone. This love isn't something that someone can give you. It is not something that someone can take away. But somehow, because we have fragmented the experience of ourselves, we have boxed it and labeled it, and we have tried to be a better presentation than whatever feels small and painful and yucky inside us. Because of that, we haven't actually been able to access what this more expanded version of love feels like. Because from where I stand, love, the love that I am, belongs to me, flows inside me. And all of the relational dynamics that I have are either showing me that which I have yet to embrace inside myself, or they're showing me the reflection of this deeper reality within, this all-inclusive cosmic love, the love of creation. And some people would call that God. Some people call that the divine. Some people call that, pure love. There are many names for this. But it's an overwhelmingly beautiful feeling, because in truth, the love that you are, doesn't know attachment and need. Take a breath, because this is always a hard one to digest. But human beings have been relating to love, relational love, as fear in disguise. Taking ownership over something isn't love. Feeling this heavily egoic attachment to something isn't love. Feeling in need of things isn't love. It's fear. All of it is fear. And so human beings have done a really good job at calling relational love, romantic love, fear in a jacket. Fear in a jacket of love, in a presentation of love. Then we have romanticized that as if somebody is going to save us, and when the love comes from outside us and we're finally seen and met, then all of life will work out and everything will be brilliant. But from where I'm standing, life is merely a mirror. And it shows us exactly what we have yet to love inside ourselves. And then it shows us, it starts to open us up to an actual, empowered, creational form of love. And I guess it would be fair to say that the presence of human beings can make you aware of this love. But I don't feel that this love is something that belongs to someone, that they can give it to you and they can take it away. Not if you are living in an unconditional relationship with yourself. And I think that that's where we struggle, because we don't have an unconditional relationship with ourselves. It's very conditional, because at the source of our human experience, and this is again not so nice to hear, but for the most part, there is this bitterness at the source, this slightly self-loathing energy, this feeling of self-denial, of not enoughness, or of deep sadness. And so then if there is this emptiness, or if there is this vibrational undertone of rejection towards yourself, then of course you have to find that person that looks at you that way, that sees you as your truth, that fills you. And then of course they're just another human being and they disappoint you, they can't meet your standards, or you need their reflection in order to feel okay with yourself. And all of that is very not empowering. The way human beings have related to each other in the sake of love of any kind hasn't been all that empowering. Just seeing if you can become aware of that. And I feel that as far as a life partner goes, it's choosing every day to walk life alongside each other and to encourage each other and to give each other freedom. Because I am a vessel and a vehicle of pure love, and the other is as well. Just keep breathing and relaxing and allowing yourself to be freed of this more twisted way of looking at love and life and relationships. And of course, in other people we can find companionship, and it's beautiful to spend time together, but nobody is the source of your love. And if you make somebody the source of your love, you will suffer and they will suffer. And I can tell you that no matter how much you love someone, they can only ever receive that love to the degree to which they allow themselves to receive. And so another aspect of this is that our love cannot save anyone. Our love cannot bring anyone into life. It is really a very, very self-oriented thing that only you can allow yourself to be inclusive. So when I feel afraid, I include that. When I am judgmental, I include that. When I feel jealous, I include that. When whatever that is, okay? When I'm going through an illness, I include that. Including all of life opens up the experience of the pulsation of life itself. And that can be a neutral, joyful life force that can feel like a calmth, and that can feel like a warmth. To me, the love of creation, that is the deeper vibrational truth of myself, feels so warm and soft, and it's almost like you're melting from the inside. And somehow, by shifting your focus from this externalized romantic form of love to this internal, including all bits of your humanity, and then getting in touch with creation's love, with God's love, or with this pure love that is the foundation of every vibration, you then start to, by committing to that, self-love, loving the human that you are, but then also allowing the love of the greater self, of the I am, to be present. You then start to experience it out of everyone. And you start to experience it out of everything, because reality really just is an echo chamber. It just echoes back us to ourselves. And this is where it's very freeing. So then from now on, if you are meeting someone and you are feeling a warmth, realize that you are in the echo chamber of yourself, that warmth, you can only ever experience that which already resides within you. So the moment you are accountable for your survival, for your fear, for the sadness, for the anger, for the self-loathing, for whatever vibrationally is there, and then also for whatever conceptually is there, and you accept the whole thing, then you start to fall through all of it, and you start to really know yourself as love. Seeing if we can have the courage today to be brave enough, first of all, to acknowledge that we have been, as a species, relating to love, relational love, romance, from a fearful place. Because love is present. True love is present with all of life. And it doesn't chase. It's present. It also doesn't leave. It's just there. It's just available. And so it doesn't know the attachment and need. And the only reason why human beings feel such strong love and then such a strong attachment and need and sense of ownership and fear to then lose the person is because they have yet to remember that they are the source of their experience. And the more you commit to being the source of your experience, which you anyway are, but the more you commit to being accountable for your own experience, the more you start to just access it within yourself and live from it. We have to align with what's coming up inside us. We have to choose whatever there is consciously, and therefore it can start to flow and we don't get stuck in it. And we don't get stuck in the mental marination and the trying to steer or control. And then what we can bring forth is this foundation of pure love. So starting to feel almost from a cellular level that all of your cells are starting to release, to reveal what they held. All the insecurity, all the sadness, all the anger, the frustration, the fear, and then starting to reveal and unwind everything, and what is left, what it is dissolving into, is this fabric of reality, this connective tissue of creation, which is pure love. Just keep breathing and relaxing and allowing that to unwind within you. I commit to myself. I allow everything within me to unwind, to move through me, much like the waves of the ocean. And in my doing so, I am revealing a source of love that is dwelling within me and dwelling in all of life. And as this is happening, you can start to sense it. You can start to sense that there is this all-inclusive field that you are actually floating in. Starting to feel energy move out of your palms, out of your feet, out of your heart. And maybe for the first time ever realizing that all of this relational stuff has been such an issue because you have not included aspects of yourself. And therefore you've walked around with the notion that there is a lack and that you're incomplete. And therefore you have related to things as if they can be given and taken away, when in fact you are the source of the love. When in fact you are complete, you have just held yourself as separate from your own source. And even though you have empowered that separation, it isn't real. And when you allow this love, you automatically share it with everyone, because guess what? It is the deeper truth of everyone. And then life gets really interesting, because then all of a sudden the love in you meets the love in them. Then all of a sudden the light in you meets the light in them. A benevolent feedback loop, where before you had to meet your survival within yourself, bouncing off of the survival of other people, and then waiting for the external rescuer of love that brings a temporary relief from it all. Now, you realize that you can actually move through the survival inside yourself into the depths of your being and meet everybody in the depths of theirs. And in love, you are connected to all of life, not just humans, animals, nature. There's a bit of a disclaimer attached to this, though. When you are allowing yourself to be the source of the love, which you are, and you start to notice that the same source dwells within all of us, then you can also no longer see anything outside you as separate from this love. Which means that the person you like is a part of this love, this connective tissue of creation. And the person you cannot stand just the same is a part of this connective tissue of creation. It doesn't actually exclude anything. So everything that is in creation is a part of this connective tissue that is pure love. And at some point, we have to recognize that committing to this deeper truth by allowing ourselves to be complete within ourselves, which means include everything that we are aware of, we are actually stepping into a version that is sovereign, that can express itself purely and fully, that is connected to all of life. And from that moment, you are not here to see what you can get, to see what you can gain, to be attached, to be needy. You are just here to be, to embody and live from this fullness. And then to come back to the topic of relational love, it becomes much more about who you have a connection with, who you enjoy being intimate with, who you like to converse with. It's not that the other completes you. It's not that the other can actually give you something you don't already have, but you can enjoy each other's company. And it's such a different foundation, and so many human beings are so lost in the love story, the love drama, the relational search, the rejection, the jealousy, the online activities, the social media crazy, the dating apps. Just be the love that you are. So from today, realizing that the love that you're looking for is exactly who and what you are already now. And all that life is actually doing in its movement is allowing you to catch up with this truth. And I would say that committing to it is a wonderful way to spend your time. Allowing that energy now to pour out of your cells, pour out of your skin, and starting to feel it in the room that you're in, starting to sense it in your neighborhood, in the air, in the nature, in the neighbors. To your surprise, equally in the neighbor that you like and in the neighbor that you don't like. Starting to feel that love in your country, in your continent, and in the globe. And of course, we are living in a moment in time that the way this globe and the people inhabiting it act are not coming forth from this deeper truth. They're still manifestations of the version of life where we have cut off parts of ourselves and haven't lived in this completion. And let's include you and I in that. That's very important. Because as much as this globe is in conflict and is reactive towards each other, let's look at ourselves. Let's see how we are reactive with the people that we're supposed to love, right? So it's a deeply ingrained way of being. And the good news is that you are just here to incarnate and to observe yourself as a part of this manifestation that wasn't coming forth from this deeper truth. To love it. And then in doing that, revealing the love within it. And in doing that, including everything and everyone in it. Because in the end of the day, we're all human beings, capable of great love, great comfort, capable of horrible things, and yelling at each other and harming each other. And that's because inside of us there is this seed of bitterness. And this seed of bitterness or of self-rejection is the one that you came to be with. And in being with it, you're uncovering a source of love that is eternal. And in committing to it, you are allowing that eternal love to come forth. You're allowing your form to start catching up with its infinite nature. And you're stepping into a way of being, slowly but surely, that is fully aligned with the potential that dwells within you, that dwells within me, that dwells within all of us equally. Take a breath. And on the exhale, start moving down through the layers of the earth, spotting your continent, your country, city, village, street, neighborhood, your house, your room, your body, and letting all of that energy move through your crown into the body and through your pelvis into the earth. Anchoring yourself here. Realizing that on one level, you are this human being that is a part of a manifestation of life that is not fully aligned with its greater potential. And that's the version you came here to love. And then in holding that in completion, the deeper source of reality starts to express through you. And you start to live from a place and space that is untouchable because nothing outside you in the echo chamber can add anything or take anything away from the eternal truth that dwells within you. And this is how all great beings lived. Not because at the level of their humanity they didn't have things, but because they realized that they're a part of the being of creation. And that being of creation simply is great. And that being of creation simply is pure love. And that being of creation dwells within all of us, exactly as we are in this moment. It needs nothing from us. And when we can get on board with that truth and hold ourselves in that way, we start to step into a version of life that is fully empowered, that is fully heart-centered and completely liberated. Yay. And open your eyes, keeping the gaze soft. And then slowly bringing your awareness all the way back. Thank you.